It's Pots and Pots, Pots with Pots, Ralph from Potsy edition. Where's DK when you need him? Hello, Darren Potter.
Ralphy.
Where were you Friday? Did you go on holidays or something? Where everyone was getting YouTube messages saying, where's Darren Potter's assessment of how Moonee Valley was going to race?
Well, what happened was, Ralphie, I went out there.
Yeah.
But when I got back to the office, I read the information from Tony Salisbury.
Right.
On racing.com there.
Yeah.
I couldn't improve on that.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was perfect.
Yeah.
So there's Tony. Tony's given out the grouse information to all the punters.
Yes.
And I just went, well, you know, if you can't improve on perfection, just leave it be. That's what I did. So I actually did film something. I just sent it out to my subscribers, and what we were busily doing on Friday, Ralphie, was we were backing horses that were going to lead or be in the box seat or get that opportunity, because I felt that was the advantage in the marketplace, because it was going to be counter to what the market expects Rail True Moonee Valley.
Yes, so Rail True Moonee Valley, unless in the summer, that's rock hard, and we love it like that, tends to be up and off, and then you can really swoop out wide in the lanes. But it played like it was a rock hard track. It wasn't rock hard, but it played like it was.
Yeah. So normally what my thinking is when I go out there and walk, and there's good reasons for it, but
yep.
I'm sort of thinking lane 1 minus 2 lengths,
yep.
Lane 2 minus 1 to 1.5,
yep.
Lane 3 is the best,
yep.
And 4 and 5 are pretty close, you know what I mean? Yep. And then, you know, a bit wider can be okay, can be, all depends.
Sometimes lane 7 and 8 can be really good. If you get that real big field slingshot.
On Friday when I walked it, I thought, I walked on at the 1200 metre mark, so I went up the chute backwards around at 1200, and each time I come into the inside, I thought, geez, that inside's better than I thought, and as by the time I got round to the home turn, I just thought, well, I can't argue with this anymore. This inside lane is much better than it normally is. And
yep.
So instead of being -2, I was thinking somewhere between fair and +1 for the inside lane, and I think in the end that's probably where it fell in that space. It might have been a slight advantage.
And if some people still don't quite get this basic rule in Pots, if it's even, it should favour the inside.
That's right.
Because
absolutely,
when you do, that's one circle,
yeah.
And that's a bigger circle. Yeah. So surely, if a track is even, the inside should be favoured. And
we also get that phenomenon, Ralphie, that you talk about a lot, about on the school side,
yeah,
and in front of the tabaret, it doesn't get as much sun, and it tends to take longer to dry out, whereas in the home straight it gets good sun and it dries out. So usually there's a half a rating, or maybe a bit better, firmer in the home straight, and when they hit that, look, if they're on the if the inside lane is as good as the other lanes,
yeah,
and that's on the turning part, they hit that better ground first. That's also an advantage. So
you won't see that. We can maybe see a bit of it. See all that pink? Pink's below benchmark.
Yeah.
And the white's above benchmark.
Uh-huh.
That's Vince's Word document that he sends out to some of us on the Sunday morning. So that shows the home straight is at its fastest. At exactly that spot, it's at its lowest. So the 200 metre increments. And as you say, Tony Salisbury from Moonee Valley, who's what's he, assistant while Marty's away?
Yes. So there's 3 guys out there. Yep. Marty's obviously the trump.
Yep.
Sam and Tony.
Yep.
Both Sam and Marty were over in New Zealand at a conference.
Getting an award. Well done.
Tony was in charge there, and he did a really good job with the media, because he's sort of, he's a bit on the shy side, and
yep.
He obviously took a lot of pride in his work there last week, and every bit of information he put out in the media was well researched and was absolutely to be relied upon. So well done to Tony. Good on you, mate.
And by extension, because we always try and be fair unless people want to be personal against us. Was it Brent Sarafa with him? I think it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did a very good job, asked all the right questions.
Yep.
Asked questions like a punter would ask.
Yeah.
So he answered it, and it was good. It was really good information. So if that's that should have more of that, more to come.
The funny spot, when I got out of my car out there, Ralphie, I looked around, there was all these Ladbroke signs going up. It was like arriving at a theme park.
Yes.
So for my punters, the video I did send out, I renamed Moonee Valley Ladbroke's Land.
That's it.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, so they've obviously tipped in plenty for the Cox Plate, and that's the commercial world we live in. But I'll tell you one thing, with Wings, I tried to get corporate dining in May for the Cox Plate, all sold out. Yeah. Every single plate. There's some in the inner, so that's what a superstar does for the sport, but we're talking about trying to find a winner each week. So you were advantaged because you found a few that were in exactly where you wanted to be.
Yeah. So I'll give you the best example, Ralph. When I started doing race 2 on Saturday, so the minute I start looking at them, where they are, where they're drawn and everything else, I start thinking about what price they might be. And so my initial thinking was, my first instinct was that Fragonard's probably 4th or 5th pick in this race. And as I worked through the process and saw her jump out and looked at how strong her last 2 performances were last prep, off a short break, the more I'd done it, the more I kept thinking, hang on a minute, and you've drawn gate 1, Craig Williams, you're going to be positive, you're going to be that spot I want to be in.
Yes.
All of a sudden you've gone from 4th or 5th pick to you're going to run favourite here and you are the horse to beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it surprised me, and there I am setting my set out, sort of setting her out 3 to 1, but sort of thinking I should have sent you out shorter. You know what I mean? Like everything I did just pointed towards her, and that was the sort of horse I was looking for on Saturday.
Well, I had a spec bet on Here the Champ. And I want to talk about this in part 2 with you, because the numbers have come out. I wasn't overly confident in the race. Very thought you say about position running. Fragonard's won and ran a pretty plain time.
Yeah.
Here the Chance ran a plain time. Marius was compared to what Marius can do. So I want to ask you in part 2, because what you're doing at the moment, what I'm not doing, you're finding winners in average races. Yeah. And the reality is, in every single race is a winner.
Yeah.
So I've had a poor August, and I've got supreme confidence and once I get a better feel for the new lot of spring horses. I'll either be right or wrong, but that's what I've identified. I just haven't seen the bad races well enough, and you've been seeing them really well.
Well, it's a great subject, and let's discuss it in part 2, because I've got some. I've had times where it's tied men knots, the same subject, so it's well worth discussing.
So the first race, Sis Montaigne won. Craig the Koala Bear. He's a great in the sport. He's actually underrated as to how good he is. And then by this I mean, you look at his Scobie Bruce League medal, the only thing he hasn't won is Melbourne Cup. He gets it right in the big days. But gee, when it's bad, Craig, it's real bad. And what the fuck was he doing on Charlemagne? Following a 200 to 1 chance, going slowly, pulling its head off, and letting Crafty Cruiser box him in.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
Because cause and effect, Laresha was looking for a staying race. He didn't get it either. All that was lucky was the hurdles.
Well, this is one of those slow races you're talking about, and all roads here to me pointed to Sis Montaigne. From the minute the first markets went up, when I really wanted to oppose Yogi here. Like after I walked the track, I thought Yogi's the poster child for what's not going to work at this track.
Right.
Going back, pulling.
Do you reckon
wide.
maybe that's why they didn't run it?
Well, if they did, well bundled, you know.
Peter Ellis.
Yeah.
Darren Murphy, both tracks well.
So I was disappointed when Yogi came out, and Sis Montaigne in its past 2 starts had led slow races into the wind, and that wasn't going to happen here.
Yeah. So
it was going from disadvantage to advantaged, and yes, it's also really back, and I almost got Tony McAvoy by Super Hayes, who I backed last start. I've said many times on this show, Tony McAvoy is a great bloke. I really enjoy his company, but he's a mystery to me as a trainer. These horses just do things, and I go, I don't know.
Well, I'm having it with Craig at the moment, because you needed a Craig holiday. Or when
I desperately.
Yeah, now I do. So I stayed out of the third, and there's a pretty clear pattern here, isn't there, Potts? Because Chulip just gets beaten. Week before Catchy just gets beaten. Week before that, Mad Natty just gets beaten. So Team Hayes, and fair enough, this is everything legitimate by the way, but Team Hayes are saying, well, we'll ride you just off the speed, hit the line, we hope you win, because they're all beat narrowly, but they're ready for second, third up runs at best.
Yep, agree. I'll frank that. And the other thing here is, Ramuse has been a very talented horse from the first time Tony sent her to the jump outs.
And it was a good jump out leading into this, wasn't
it? Yeah, absolutely. And she's just had trouble bringing it to the races, and her manners on Saturday were much better, and she's a horse with a lot of that.
I wanted to be on Limestone in the Blue Diamond because of her numbers, and then they pulled the pin and probably told you she wasn't quite ready, and they just said, and you know. So, but the interesting part was she never had a 1200 run. Then she was asked to resume at 1200. So I stayed in the race for that reason. Now it's hit the line well, but no, there's been no screaming figures out of the race. I'd have to say, looking at Vince Cardi's work, but is it just a case of she's clearly set for the 1,000 guineas and they're probably happy just to work home?
Yeah, I'm sort of on the fence with her. I just want to have a bit of a look at her. She's doesn't seem to have grown much, and Tulip is very brave. She showed really good signs there. She jumped out of the gate, sprung out of the gates.
Yeah, she like seeing.
It would have been nice if they had maybe adapted and taken advantage of that, but whatever. And yeah, it was to me. My initial instinct was to stay out of this race, but because I did see that jump out of Limestones, I decided to take a position against Limestone. I had a small bet on Tulip, but
where was that hidden? The Limestone with someone tell you that, or was it publicly available?
I think it was on one of your men's. Let's give him a rap. Adam Page.
I had a page.
He tweeted it out, I think. So well done, Adam.
It didn't come up on my Southcoast stuff, so I just wonder if...
No, it wasn't a jump. Well, it wasn't one of the jump heads that come into the Ballarat fold.
Because I don't like seeing that, given that we've been able to see them through the winter, and now all of a sudden come the spring when the good horses there, but they're mysteriously not there.
Well, there's two sets of jump outs, I think. The ones that are they're there for everyone to see, and ones that are there.
Why would you want to let the industry customers know about it? So race 4, Spun Largo won. Some very interesting stuff on the data I can tell you about. How did you see the race? It's torture for me. Cosmic Lights.
Well, look, I found this race really stressful because it was a really tight market. Because you had the early betting was no help because you had the Fourth Emergency as one of the favourites.
Yeah.
Cinder Win was always short, and I wanted to find Spun Largo, but I thought he was just a little bit tight in the market. And the only horse I could find that I thought was value was Lord Tennyson. So I backed Lord Tennyson each way, and sort of just didn't quite get the luck he needed. But I wasn't surprised to see Spun Largo win, and just well done to Jai McNeil. Beautiful ride.
Beautiful ride.
At the sort of 800 or a bit before, where he got out underneath Can't Refuse and got his momentum building out, out in lane 3. Just well done,
I was on it at the start before, so that's the type of month I've had, because that was for a monster result. Interestingly, they've gone fast for 400 and completely dropped the anchors. So Spun Largo's done that.
Yeah.
As Rebellious Lord, your horse Lord Tennyson, Cosmic Lights, all disadvantaged by that.
Yeah.
So, and that's the type of graded race. The runner race wins these races, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, Elmander's a headline horse. We hadn't seen Pacadali in a reasonably run race. Now we have.
Yep.
And we've got to trust this. What we saw, don't we?
Yeah. What are the what's the overall in this race? IBR wise?
Strong.
Yep. Strong.
Yeah. So Pacadali had been well below benchmark early in his 2 Flemington runs, and now he was above it early, and he loved it. So that's the unknown sometimes in these things.
Yeah. Well, my view of this race is, Ralph, as my first instinct watching the race was this is going to be a very valuable race.
Yes.
There is valuable runs here in this race.
Yep.
Horses early in their prep will get a lot out of that platform, and horses I'm interested in backing. So I want everyone else to talk about Elmandan.
Yep.
That's cool, because he's run brilliantly here. Like, absolute ticks across the board for Elmandan.
Yep.
There are other horses in this race that I'm really interested in.
We're interested in the second bullet being 450 out to 12s. It was a fast horse going around at the back. If ever you want example 1A of the market telling you what the map is.
He's a mystery to me, second bullet. So I just can't talk. But that day at Caulfield when he just raided through the roof, he's not been able to...
Truckload. Yeah, it's funny.
Just leave me out of it.
Exactly. So yeah, I think there's a bit of substance in that. Why don't we take part 2 of what he thinks?
Yeah.